Hi friends, before we get into this video, I forgot that I wanted to shout out someone at the Atlanta Pen Show. I was looking forward to meeting as many people as I could, and I'm always nervous to share names on here, so I will not share her name, but you know who you are. I had the lovely pleasure of meeting a viewer, and she said that she watches all the time, so I thank you for that. But it was quite a funny story that I'd walked around the pen show a couple of times already, and it was probably mid-afternoon on Saturday, and I had made my way back to Zodiac Pen Co., Bart's table, and we were talking, and he said, I just met one of your viewers, and she was hoping to meet you, and he went and found her. It was so sweet that he took time out to get us both together, and I very much enjoyed speaking with you and meeting you and seeing your pens. You purchased the cute little purple Nagasawa. I believe it was, I think it's a Nagasawa. It looks like a little baby sailor, a little mini. She purchased the purple one and had me eyeing that thing the rest of the weekend because it's so pretty. So I hope you're enjoying your pen. And it was lovely meeting you. I am so excited to always meet people and talk to them about their pen collection. So I just wanted to say hi, and we'll get into the video now. So last week we discussed some oopsies I did during the Atlanta Pen Show, which was this beautiful Esterbrook pen that I purchased not knowing that it was a ballpoint pen. So this is the section. So I ordered the, it's an adapter, I think is what they call it, MV adapter. And it is so you can put the older, this is from the 50s, never used, which is really cool, but it's an Esterbrook nib. And this one, I believe, was a firm fine. It is 2556. Yeah, fine, firm fine nib. And so I picked that up in hopes that I could convert this pen to a fountain pen because, you know, we love our fountain pens here. Not that having the Rollerball was a problem. I can just use that for work, but if I could use it as a fountain pen, I'd much prefer that. So I picked up the MB adapter from Gold Spot, and honestly, I really just ordered from them because they shipped to me really quick. There are several other places that you can pick this up, and it allows you to use really any Estie as a fountain pen with old nibs. The vintage nibs, not old. We'll use vintage. So you can put that adapter in your Esties, which, you know, pretty much any of your Esties will work. Well, all, as far as I know, of the Esties will work. This is the Cola version that they came out with. And so you can put that MV adapter in and then use one of the older vintage nibs. So my hopes were that I could convert this into a fountain pen. So I got the adapter and the nib is in there. I've done a lot of tests to make sure that, you know, it's not gonna like get caught. There is the little, what are they called? The blind cap, I think is what they call. So I just want to make sure it wasn't going to hit the blind cap because these nibs seem a little bit longer than a regular fountain pen nib. And I guess I could just open this one up and see the difference in the length. No, they're right the same height. I think it's just because it's so much skinnier, and especially like down here near the grip section, it seems a little skinnier and so it makes it seem longer, but they are the same length. Actually, this one is a tad bit shorter, I think. So it does fit in here, no issues. It does not touch the blind cap, and we're going to give it a test. So I did ink this up already. I inked it up a couple days ago. I wanted to give it a good shot and see if it would dry out because, again, vintage nib. I'm not sure, that it was made for this pen. So I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't dry out. So I did ink it up, and I tested it when I first inked it up. It worked perfectly. Let me show you so I didn't use the grip section. This MV grip came with this converter, and this converter will not fit because there's a spring like about right here down in this to keep your ballpoint section stable. So my thoughts were, well, if I can use one of my shorter converters from the Kavecos, because they're standard, they fit, then it wouldn't come in contact with that. So I chose to use one of my foldable converters. So this converter from Kaveco is a foldable, so it just folds over. And then you just use it like this, like your normal action. You push it down, stick it in the ink, and pull this little black piece back, and it fills up your converter. And then lock it in place so nothing can push it. And I just thought that would be the best way to make sure that it didn't come in contact with that spring, which is, like I said, it's right about here. And I did stick the other converter. I stuck this down in it. It got stuck because it does hit that spring. So if you were going to use this method, I would definitely pick up this foldable converter from Kaveco. But it fits perfectly with no issues at all, I'm happy to say. But like I said, I inked it up a few days ago. I think it was Saturday. It was Friday or Saturday when everything came. So I inked it up then, and I wrote with it just for a minute. And then I wanted to let it set. So I have not written with it it was Friday when it came. So Saturday, Sunday, and today is Monday. So 2.5, 3 days it has not been written with. So let's see if it writes, if it dries out, if there are any issues with the nib, or if I have a new beautiful fountain pen that I have converted. So today is Monday, April 6th. It wrote the first time perfectly. No skipping, no issues. I don't remember what ink I put in it. Oh, I put Sydney Darling Harbor in this because I thought it would be a good match. So let's swatch that ink real quick. So Sydney Darling Harbor, it's just a standard ink. I didn't want to put a shimmer in there. So let's swatch it just so you can see what it looks like. It's a lovely teal. Beautiful color. And I thought it doesn't match exactly. It's definitely much bluer than the pen, but I think in the writing it comes close enough for me to not really worry about it. I really wanted a good standard ink. So let's just do a little writing sample. I'm going to zoom in. Seems to write really well. I like the nib. It is pretty firm. It doesn't really have a lot of bounce or anything like that. And it's pretty fine. I mean, I think it's a standard fine. That ink is so good. Look at the little this right here was what I was looking at when I first swatched it out. I don't think you can see it really well, but it's like a yellowish, and I thought it just looked so nice with the golds and greens in this pen. And it has a vintage fine. 2556 is the number. Might need a little bit of tuning. It feels like one of the tines are a little off, but I can definitely work on that. But it writes really well. I will say that the grip section is not my favorite. It is a little thinner than your normal Estie, and it has like that flare. So my fingers go in a little farther. It's not as comfortable as I would like. But if I hold it like how I usually write, I think it would be fine. I just have been trying to train myself more to write like this, so all of my ground nibs would be a little more, correct in how I'm writing, just the line variation that you would see. So it isn't the most comfortable with this MV adapter, but it's still not too bad. I'm going to try to write like I normally do and see how I feel about it that way. The grip section is a little thinner than a normal Estie, so it isn't as comfortable, but considering there are only 100 of these pens, at least that's what the lady told me when I bought it, I do think these were a lot more limited of a release. These are the Accutron Estie, but I'm really happy to add it to my collection, even though it wasn't a fountain pen to begin with. But it is now, and I'm so excited. I love this resin, and the colors in it are stunning. It's definitely more of a green. It's coming through a little blue, which there are some bluer spots here. It looks like it's more transparency because you can see some of the mechanism like through the resin, but this is a stunning pen, and I am very excited that I was able to convert it. And that's just, just a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of fun that anybody can do. I mean, this took me maybe 2 minutes to just swap out the section and fill the pen. So I definitely think this was well worth what I gave for it. And considering I did have to spend a little extra, I don't know what the original price was for the Estie when it launched. I paid $150 for the pen as is in rollerball or ballpoint form. I did pay $25 for the nib and $38 for the grip section. So it was probably on point with what you would have paid when this pen was, well, I don't know, because if this was a diamond cast resin, which I'm not sure who the blank maker. The diamond casts do tend to be a little more, and these special edition are usually around $315. So then I would have gotten it for a little over $200 total once I paid for everything that I paid for it. So I still think I came out better getting it this way than if I had gotten the original in a fountain pen, because I do believe they were more close to $300. I do wish I could take like this part off so I could make, use this section, which would have been really smart on their part, but also I see why they don't. But this is a modification that anybody could do. So if there's an Estie out there that you've seen that is a rollerball, I keep calling them rollerball, but I think it's a ballpoint. So if there is an Estie out there that is only available that you can find in a ballpoint, you can modify it to make it into a fountain pen by using the MVR grip adapter and a vintage nib. And it writes really well, so I'm not sad about it. I know these nibs don't come in a variety of sizes. There were only 2 that they had when I purchased this one. They had a firm fine and I can't remember what the other one was. It was a hard fine, I think, which I really didn't understand which one was which. They may have some other sizes, but that was all that was available when I purchased mine. But if you can see maybe the Accutron logo right there, where normally you would have the Esterbrook logo, this is just to signify that they did this with Accutron in conjunction with Accutron. And yeah, I mean, I know this video is going to be a little shorter, but I really like this pen and I wanted to share that, if you have a ballpoint Estie that, may have come out in the past and you picked it up and you were wondering, or you never thought of it and would like to turn it into a fountain pen, well, here is your way. I will link everything that I have. If I can find the vintage nibs, I believe I bought mine from the Federalist. So if I can find them on their website, I will link that as well. So you have all of the parts. Unfortunately, this pen is not available through mass market. You would have to find it as a secondhand like I did, but they may be out there, or other ones in different colorways I've seen available on eBay and some other sites. Check your, I think Trufe does reselling, and there are several sites out there that have older stock pens that may have been used in the past and they are reselling, so check. But you can make it into a fountain pen. I am so excited for this. I think that is going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, check the links down below if you're looking for the parts. I'll have all of that linked down below. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever done this before? Do you have an Estie that you could do this with? I'd love to know. So just drop a comment down below and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.